G'day everybody, Sam Marwood here from Cultivate Farms, and we have an amazing story and an amazing couple who are doing everything that we've been asking of aspiring farmers to get out there and hustle and find your own farm ownership opportunities. So Blythe Callanan and Greg Cooper from WA have hustled their way into a vendor finance deal with a retiring farming couple. And I was so inspired by the story, I thought we got into contact with Blythe and I said, you have to share this. Everyone has to know about this. They'll be jealous. And we want to get people inspired that you can find a deal that can get you onto your dream farm. So Blythe, thank you very much for taking the time to answer some questions about your journey.
Thanks, Sam. Yep, no worries. I guess, just to clarify, we didn't ever hustle with intent of getting the farm out of it or coming to this arrangement. I guess we just went about our business with our goals and dreams in mind and kind of operated to our values, and this opportunity came up as a result of that. So it is an amazing opportunity, and we're very grateful for the circumstances that led us to it. But we definitely didn't set a target on someone and say, one day I'm going to own your farm.
No, that's right, exactly. Well, I think you've got a broader mentality of just working hard, and through that we're finding more and more that just opportunities arise when you're a hard worker and people know you're clever and you've got a bigger goal. Opportunities come, and I think it sounds like that's exactly what's happened for you guys. So let's take a step back, Blythe. Where are you farming? Where are you located? And how long have you been farming for? Have you been a farmer at heart your whole life? Where are you as well?
I guess not farmers at heart our whole lives. I've worked in a lot of different industries. I grew up as the daughter of a mining engineer and a teacher. We moved around a lot, but the place we spent the most time was on mining towns in the Pilbara, particularly on Yarrie Station up there, which I had a great relationship with the people out there and spent a lot of time out there, and I guess that's where I fell in love with agriculture. And for Greg, much the same. He started working on stations in his teens and worked on stations and in the aviation industry, revolving around stations for a long time. And when we decided that we wanted to farm ourselves, it made sense to buy more in the southwest region rather than station country. And that was a process in itself and an adventure in itself. To buy what we wanted as far as the going farming property went was quite difficult. And so we ended up buying a smaller property on the advice of the banks that we could get on a home loan. So we bought 100 acres down here on a home loan and started farming like that. So I farmed a lot of lease country around us and building our herd up from there. So that property was in Binningup, which is just north of Bunbury, and our new property is in Harvey, only a few k's around the corner.
Brilliant. So that's the backstory, is that you got a foot in the door. You needed to buy a house anyway. It may as well have been a farm. And that's the cornerstone that has helped this opportunity to arise. As in, you're out there farming, meeting the farmers, people know of you. Is that sort of the backstory? Yeah, that's essentially the backstory. Buying a bigger farming property under a business loan was going to be really difficult because of the equity ratios required, and both of us worked for ourselves at the time, so the banks weren't, that easy to deal with from a business loan perspective, which made that house going much more attractive. And then we started, we were both still working off-farm a lot, and we both still do some off-farm work, but and that's the way we sort of built and we actually met the farmer we're purchasing our new property off through our current farming operation. We lease some country near us. Great. So you got your own bit of land. You then used that to go, we could actually do with more land to lease. You then went out and found more land to lease, and it's from this lease that has led to this opportunity. Is that right?
Kind of. We did search for leases high and low, and we took on a lot of leases that normal people in the area probably wouldn't take on, that wouldn't have been considered worthwhile farming. Mm-hmm. But how we met Graham was we actually leased some country next door to us and used our cattle yard to bring in his dry cows in and out.
Right.
I met him in the cattle yards one evening when he was drafting cows in the dark after milking in the rain, and I said, this is ridiculous. So I went down with the corpse and the riser bone and helped him draft cows in the dark.
So at what point did you get to where you started unpacking this sort of vendor finance or working with another farmer? Was there a light bulb moment as you're building this relationship?
I guess Graham stopped milking when the Browns contract cut happened at the end of 2016, which was pretty devastating all round. His family have been milking for about 150 years. And when he finished up milking, he put the property on the market, and I helped him convert to running beef. And through that process, so we expressed interest initially when Graham put it on the market, but at that stage, at priced as a whole unit, it was way out of our ability to sort of even be in the running for. And so we said, oh, thanks, but that's sort of not for us at this stage. And it wasn't until about 2 years later, which Graham approached us and said, look, we're not making progress with selling the farm as a whole lot. We're willing to be a bit more creative. If someone was able to purchase 2 titles, originally it was 3 titles, purchase 3 titles and lease the rest to purchase, then we might be willing to come to an arrangement.
Wow. And did you think straight away that's you?
Yeah. Look, I went home and spoke to Greg and said, look, Graham said this, and we've always been pretty, ambitious and, interested in opportunities and not afraid to take a bit of risk to meet our goals. But it was a big decision to move forward with it. We do love the little property that we do own. We are, somewhat comfortable there and had our systems going there. So to jump into a huge amount of debt and responsibility and learning curve again was took a bit of thinking. Mm-hmm. But it's the kind of opportunity which you probably only get once in a lifetime, if that. And so to not take it on was rated us even more than the potential risks involved.
I'll unpack ask you about the exact, well, at least a high level of the arrangement. But why do you think Graham came to you? What's the as opposed to anyone else? Is there a lesson there for everyone else?
Definitely, I think this is the kind of arrangement, and as you say, we'll unpack it as we go, where you could only go into it if you trusted and respected both the integrity and the work ethic and the values of the person you were working with. So from our end, I certainly couldn't go into an arrangement like this not knowing how the other person worked. And the same for Graham. For Graham and Jane, who didn't have children themselves to pass the farm on to, I think it's quite special to be able to just hand the farm over to someone who's going to take good care of it and cherish it, and I guess still have them involved in some way, see what's happening on their property, rather than having a stranger buy it and then watch things which you potentially not approve of, but aren't the way which Graham and Jane might have done things, be done on that property. So for them, they feel that they're entrusting their precious farm with us, and for us, we know that we can, go to them for advice, and this is a long-term arrangement. It's not just going to be sort of all finalised for about 7 years, and we know that we can sort of trust each other to do the right thing over those 7 years. And
it's so good to hear that, because it concerns more and more what we're doing is on the right track, that we say it's all about relationships. You need to trust someone. Like a farm is a very expensive asset, and a very emotional asset as well. And if definitely, and it's something I've always taken a lot of pride in conducting myself with integrity. Graham is a real salt of the earth kind of a guy. It was actually a long time family and friend joke that whenever Graham called and asked for something, it was well, of course I'm going to do it. It's Graham. He's always been such a good person and such a person who does the right thing by everybody that people really put themselves out to make sure they're taking care of him. So already having that existing relationship and knowing that makes us feel much more secure going into an arrangement like this. That's great. Well, I want to unpack some lessons out of that, but first let's get to what's the high-level outline of this arrangement, Blythe? How's it all work?
Yep, so Graham and Jane originally had 5 titles for sale, which was their original dairy. We are purchasing 2 of those titles, which includes sort of the main house and dairy block. And then we are leasing 1 lot for 2 years, purchase at the end of 2 years, and leasing another lot for 7 years to purchase at the end of 7 years. And then there's a 5th title, which we're leasing short term, which is Jane and Graham's house on that as well. And longer term, they'll probably look at selling that separately, as that wasn't something we could fit into our sort of 10-year plan.
Wow, I love it. And did you get people alongside you, lawyers, accountants? What was the makeup of the team pulling together?
First of all, we got a consultant in who Graham has dealt with, a rural consultant, which when we first started talking about it, Graham said, look, I want to get Steve involved, and he can kind of talk through whether you can do it with your finances, because the last thing Graham wanted to do was put us in jeopardy, and what kind of arrangements could work. And so it was really a matter of sort of sitting down at the table and throwing around ideas of what could work. And I guess not getting too worried about what was conventional or what we've heard of doing before, but simply throwing ideas around of, well, would this work for you? Could this work for us? And then we sat down with lawyers and went through to make those contracts up. So the contracts are, I guess, a bit complex, simply because we went to them and said, this is what we want to do. And we were really driving what works for both of us.
So there's some sort of an option agreement. Is that the technical term for these arrangements?
Yeah. So they're options. So once again, the legalities get a little bit complex as far as, but Jane and Graham have put options on those 2 properties which we're leasing, which means that they can call those put options, and we're then obliged to purchase the property.
We don't have time to go through put and call options, but it's definitely something people should Google to get there if they want to get their head around different legal arrangements for transitioning land, which provides certainty for both parties. But it does get a bit technical. But I guess from my experience, and obviously from yours, Blythe, it feels like there are so many pathways to transition ownership. It's the biggest and hardest thing is having that relationship with somebody. Is that how you feel? Would that be a summary?
Definitely. Once you've got that relationship, as I say, it's been, and Greg's really good at being outside the box thinker, and it's taught me a lot to go, no, you don't have to, just because something's conventional, you don't have to do things that way. Ask questions about what actually works for everyone, and you can do whatever you want. Having the lawyers catch up and try and capture that in contracts is a little bit more complex, and sorting out those contracts has been quite an expensive process. But making sure everyone is legally covered for this sort of 7-year process is very important.
I guess the reason I was asking about experts is that I think experts you absolutely need, but then also, and it sounds like from your experience as well, Blythe, not all experts are experts in these different transition options. So I think don't be disheartened if you're talking to people and they go, what do you mean by, I've never done a vendor finance, or I've never done a lease to buy or put and call options. There are plenty of others who have. So make sure you keep shopping with the right advisors.
I think finding people to work with who are open-minded and who understand your goals and don't suppose you to fix notices about what should happen or how it's happening, that they understand that they're working for the best outcome for both parties, I guess, not what really their knowledge.
That's it. So yeah, having people who have that mindset of a win-win for everyone, I think is brilliant. Blythe, what if you could summarise? What are the 3 things you would advise other aspiring farmers to do to put themselves in a situation like yours for opportunities? Well, let's start with 1.
Saying yes to opportunities.
Yep.
I guess all of this, for me, started to an extent meeting Graham and drafting cattle and stuff in the range. They came back to Graham then asking me, whether I would release milk for him on the weekend. I was a bit hesitant at first. I didn't actually have grand ambitions of dairy stuff. When I had the opportunity, when I had the time, I said, yeah, sure, let's give this a go. And through saying yes to that opportunity, I actually learned a great deal dealing with dairy cows, that it was more, more presentation in calving in a couple of months in dairy than a lifetime in beef. And not only learned stuff on the town, but developed relationships that should take me places I haven't expected. So, saying yes to opportunities is hugely important. Number two, I guess, is being a good communicator. Being able to, talk to people, express what you want, being able to hear what they want, both in a work sense, and just that willingness to communicate and kind of work with people is hugely important.
Mm.
And then I guess work ethic. Working with integrity, working with honesty, and working to the best of your ability is important in any industry, I think.
These are lessons for, not just farming, everything. I love it. This is great. And it's just life, isn't it? It's, that's how opportunity comes. This is great.
Yeah.
All right, Blythe, one last question, and I'll let you go. This is amazing. I actually got another one, but this is the main one. What have you woken up in the middle of the night, or have you thought about if you might wake up in the middle of the night that's stressing you out, or that you think, oh, what if this doesn't work? Is there anything that you think, oh no, or?
Oh, of course. Most nights at the moment. But from experience, I think when everything we've done that has got us ahead has been a bit of a risk. And we've both had sleepless nights over a few decisions we've made, but at the end of the day, once the decision's made, you get over that and you just get down to the nuts and bolts of how you're going to make it work and I guess get to work. And with no risk, there's no reward. But certainly, even at this point, we settle on this property on Friday. Even at the moment, in the quiet times I'm driving along, I have these thoughts of, what the F have we done? Can I do this? Can we do this? And, as I go down logical thought process, of course you can, but, it's pretty stressful.
And you have the support people around. Do you have friends around you that are supportive, or you have some are saying, what are you doing?
We have amazing friends and family, actually. Our family has been huge supporters in this. My mother's actually come forward with some of the money for our deposit, which is quite a substantial amount, through some real estate she sold last year. And that has been amazing. My father's come through and offered us capital if we need it. And the rest of our family has been amazingly supportive. And we do have, we've got a lot of different friends who are very encouraging of us. And I guess, at the end of the day, that's probably the biggest source of comfort is actually Jane and Graham, because they really want the best outcome for us. They're actually staying on at their house for a minimum of a year as part of the whole contract to help us transition into particularly learning the irrigation side of things and getting our feet on the property. But that in itself, taking on a farm with not only business partners but friends who we know are going to support us in every way that they can, that's what actually allows me to ease the ball of stress in my stomach at night and go back to sleep.
I love it, that reality and friends around you. But it's possible. It's like everyone has those moments of doubt. But to me, Blythe, this is just so encouraging to you and Greg. I say well done, and I want to support as much as I can, and I reckon everyone listening will want to as well. So well done, absolutely amazing. I'm so proud. I've done nothing to help, but I feel so proud for what you've done.
Well, but you have in the giving options, and we certainly going into this deal, we were looking at all options of how we could make it work, and we've able to make it work without getting sort of directly your help. But it has certainly helped us to know, speak to people and see what ideas are out there and bounce ideas off them and kind of there's not there's more than one way to skin a cat. And we've certainly found that through this process, that nothing's rigid if you can think a bit creatively.
I love it. Now, Blythe, can people follow your journey via social media somehow?
Yeah, they sure can. I'm on Twitter as Blythe Spirit. We have a Facebook page for the farm, which is currently Runnymede Farm, which is, I'm not sure what we're doing with our trading name at this stage. All of this stuff seems to have, we'll catch up on it. And on Instagram, we're Runnymede Getting Up.
We will have all that in the notes here as well for people to follow. But we'll be sharing all your stuff anyway, Blythe.
Yeah, and I'm really up for sharing it. And it's a bit of a dream come true for us. But really, in reality, the hard work's only just starting. We're now taking on a bigger farming operation than we had imagined that we would have. And it's now down to the hard work of making that work in the way we want it to. Amazing.
Well, thank you so much. I'm sure we're going to get lots of comments of people saying they've been inspired by you. So well done, and congrats to Greg as well, and to Graham. And so what's Graham's partner's name? Sorry, I forgot now.
Jane. Jane with a Y. J-A-Y-N.
Yeah, well, they're obviously lovely people. But thank you very much. Thanks for taking the time and sharing this. And we'll hopefully we'll do a follow-up sometime soon as well. See how you go.
Yeah, perfect.
Thanks, Blythe.
All right, thanks very much, Sam. Catch you later.
Thanks for your attention. We know there are thousands of other things you could be doing or other podcasts you could be listening to, but you've chosen to listen to us. We appreciate your time so much. Please reach out as we're happy to work through your farm ownership pathway with you. Let's get you farming.